Here's the Deputy Leader of Reform UK advocating that vigilante groups march around the streets protecting women.
So would you encourage people to do this then? Because that seemed to be what Sarah Pochin was saying yesterday. She was praising groups of, and it is men often who are doing this at the moment. It's quite a sort of gender debate at the moment around men protecting women. Would you encourage more groups of people to set up these sort of groups themselves in their area?
I think we should absolutely ensure that our women and children are safe in this country. And if that involves a few extra patrols on a sort of neighbourhood watch style basis within the bounds of the law, because there just aren't sufficient police able to be out there on the streets for whatever reason, then yes, I think that is a sensible, community-spirited thing to do.
What about the risk?
That's the state of where we're at.
What about the risk, though, that people are seeing things that maybe aren't there? I mean, there's an example of a group of young people who'd gone camping in Wales. They were a group of scouts, I think, from around the country, and they'd been mistaken for migrants. And there were videos of them on social media. There were people who were very, very angry in the local community about it, but they were just children.
And look, the biggest risk in life is never taking one. Are you really saying that we shouldn't do these patrols because of the small risk we might get something wrong? No, I think the opposite is the case. I think be sensible, be smart, stay alert. We're all humans. We'll all make mistakes from time to time.
But you're saying you want to protect children.
Right to protect our women and children.
You're saying you want to protect children, but in this case, a group of children were targeted for abuse.
Yes. And clearly, in that situation, a mistake has been made. Mistakes will be made. So, my advice to people is be careful, be thoughtful. But at the end of the day, we must look after our own if the police are unable to do it for us. That's what we...
I mean, this is just a completely outrageous statement from Tice, and it's Reform UK again treading that thin line between incitement and just knowing exactly what to say to keep them out of trouble. But if there are gangs of young men that go out, you've seen it before with the paedophile hunters, if there are gangs of young men that start going out and harassing migrants, which is pretty much just giving them a license to do, then we're going to have some real big problems. And the funny thing about it is, if they really cared about looking after women on the streets, then most of the men would be looking within their own four walls, as 40% of the rioters from last year were charged, arrested or convicted of domestic violence related offences. So the hypocrisy is astounding. All of this, in my opinion, is just another dog whistle to go out and attack migrants.